And Lewis to the plate. That one low. And the count 2 balls and a strike. Here comes Lewis to the plate. That ball fouled off first base side over towards the bullpen. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count to Raymer, the leadoff batter for River Oaks. And here comes the 2-2 pitch from Lewis. That ball tapped back up the middle, charged there by Jeffers. Throw over to first bases, bounces off the dugout, and Raymer's going to be safe at first. All right, Raymer at first base, first pitch swing up and out of play. This is the first baseman, number 28, Hemphill. No balls and a strike to Hemphill. Charlie Lewis to the plate. Ball hit, chased up the middle. Elijah Scantlin, ground ball up the middle. Number 9, the shortstop, LaForge, up now for River Oaks. That pitch from Lewis a little outside. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 away. River Oaks with a runner at second base. And Lewis steps off, looks back towards second base. And Raymer back to the base. No throw. 1 ball and no strikes is the count. Elijah Scantlin moves over. He's going to move back into position. And they're going to throw it over. And that ball gets away from Scantlin, and it's going to. Cardinals need to concentrate, get the man at the plate. One ball, no strikes the count. Charlie Lewis with the sign. He kicks in. Here it comes. That ball's in for a strike. Good looking pitch there. A 1 ball and 1 strike. And LaForge hit on the jersey. Vanderberg now, the right fielder. River Oaks runners at the corners, and that pitch in for a strike as LaForge goes down to second base, uncontested. One away, and swings through that one, and Charlie Lewis ahead in the count. No balls and 2 strikes on Vanderberg. Lewis steps off, and he's back, toes the rubber, looks in. He comes set, and Lewis delivers home, swings through that one, and Vanderberg goes down on strikes. Charlie Lewis striking out Vanderberg here, and the DH, number 8, Mercer, coming to the plate now for River Oaks. And Lewis comes set 2 away now. And that pitch inside, good pick there by Jackson Wilson on this turf infield here. Baselines, the whole infield here is turf, and a lot different play on the ball on this turf than it is on the grass. No ball, or 1 ball and a strike, and that pitch outside. Count now to Mercer, 2 balls and no strikes. Two down in the inning. Cardinals trying to get this last out here. River Oaks with runners at second and third base. That pitch in for a strike, and the count now 2 balls and a strike to Mercer. Lewis looks in. He likes what he sees from Jackson Wilson. That pitch just on the outside edge of the plate. Now the count 3 balls and a strike. That one just off the edge of the plate there. That's a pitch you can't lay off of with 2 strikes, but it's one you can lay off with 1. And Mercer going to draw the walk here to load the bases for number 27, the pitcher tonight for River Oaks, Coleman. All right. River Oaks has the bases loaded. Cardinals have 2 outs on them, trying to get this third one, force anywhere. And that ball's going to be hit into right field, and it is going to be dove and not caught there by Mariuzzi. It was off the tip of his glove. He gave it all he had to get there. You can't give any more effort than that, and just didn't get there in time, and 2 runs come across there for River Oaks. All right, again, runners at the corners for River Oaks. Criswell, the second baseman, to the plate. And Criswell asks for time, gets it from the home plate umpire. 2-0 lead now for River Oaks here in the bottom of the first. And that pitch past the catcher runner is coming home and not in time. And that pitch bounces off the turf, and Wilson keeps it in front of him, but that does allow Coleman third base, and Cardinals difficulty here trying to get this third out here in the bottom of the first inning. Going to score Coleman, and that's 4 now for River Oaks here in the bottom of the first inning. And number 20 to the plate for River Oaks, the catcher Shows. Throw over to first base. Peyton Schroeder thought he had tagged him out. So did the entire Cardinal dugout. Called safe there. Good move, good throw over, good tag, and didn't get the call on that one. Cardinals concentrate here at the plate. That pitch high and inside to Shows, and that's 1 ball and no strikes. Cardinals now trail 4-0. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning. And River Oaks with a runner over at first base. And that pitch again high and inside. And the count 2 balls and no strikes. Lewis looks in, gets the sign. He delivers to the plate. That one outside, back pick by the catcher there. Throw not in time. 3-0 the count now to Shows. And that pitch misses outside. Time called. Todd Schroeder going to go out and have a talk with the infield. We'll take it with him here. Cardinals trail 4-0 here, bottom of the first inning. 2 outs. All right, home plate umpire going out to break the meeting up here. Cardinals trailing 4-0. They've got 2 outs. We're in the bottom of the first inning. River Oaks Mustangs. River Oaks Mustangs. I couldn't see the jerseys and couldn't remember from the other night, but they are the Mustangs. So Mustangs lead the Cardinals here 4-0. Number 7, the center. I'm sorry. This is number 6. They have changed the lineup on me. And that one fouled back. A 1 ball and 1 strike here. We're going to call this kid Woodring. That's what it says. There's no number 6 on the lineup card, and he hits that one deep center field. Brody Dow back to make the catch. Cardinals are going to get out of the inning, but not before 4 runs are scored by the Mustangs. We're headed to the top of the second inning. Cardinals with some work to do. They trail 4-0. All right, Cardinals back to the plate here in the top of the second inning. Peyton Schroeder, Brody Dow, Drew Bostic due up in the inning. Michael Betts would follow. Cardinals with some work to do here. They trail 4-0. 4 runs on 1 hit. A lot of unearned runs last inning, something they've got to clean up before we get to conference play. So Cardinals working hard here. Here's Peyton Schroeder, first pitch to Schroeder, outside edge of the plate, and the count, no balls and a strike to Schroeder. And Coleman steps off back on the rubber. Schroeder back in the box. Here is the pitch. Curveball stays up high and outside, and the count even 1 ball and 1 strike. This pollen has just about got the best of me, so if I go away for a minute, it's because I'm having a coughing fit. That's in the turf there. Good dig there by the catcher, and the count 2 balls and a strike. Pitch outside, 3-1 the count now to Peyton Schroeder. And that one in for a strike. Count full now, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Brody Dow on deck. Drew Bostic in the hole for Camden Fairview. That pitch fouled down on the plate. Here comes a 3-2 pitch. Schroeder reaches out, taps that one foul on the third base side. And Schroeder going to walk there on a high pitch. Ball rolls away from the catcher. Schroeder down at first base on the walk. First pitch to Dow misses, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. That pitch on the outside. Count to Dow, 2-0. Peyton Schroeder, the runner at first base for the Cardinals. And time called by River Oaks, and coach going to make his way out to the mound. All right, back to the action. Throw over to first base. Schroeder 2 steps back on the bag. 2 balls and no strikes. The count to Brody Dow. Coleman delivers the pitch. Dow hits that one in the air, center field, and the center fielder goes back, has to come back in, and Brody Dow safe at first base. I'm not going to call that an error. We'll call it a hit. The center fielder took off chasing it down, and honestly, I think the wind killed it. The wind blowing in just a little bit here, and he had to go back to get it. Drew Bostic now to the plate, and that pitch outside. And again, outside. Count to Drew Bostic, 2 balls and no strikes. That pitch in for strike one. All right, guys, I lost my microphone there for a minute. When my phone rings, it kicks me off the microphone. And see if I can catch you up here. Michael Betts taps one back, and on a fielder's choice, they get Brody Dow over at third in a rundown. So two away, runners at first and second base, and Jackson Wilson to the plate. And Jackson Wilson swings through that one, and the count even 1-1 now to the Cardinal catcher. Aiden Zimmerman on deck for the Cardinals. And that pitch outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Comes a pitch that hits Wilson in the leg, and that's going to load the bases for the Cardinals. And we get a courtesy runner for the catcher. And that's going to be, I can't tell if that's 15 or 16. Aiden Zimmerman at the plate, bases loaded. Base hit here. Score a run or two for the Cardinals. Drew Bostic down at third base. And swings at the first pitch, fouls it back. Michael Betts stands at second. And Jackson Wilson at first base. Aiden Zimmerman swings at the first pitch back into the net. And 0-1 is the count. Cardinals looking to capitalize here on bases loaded. And that pitch high. And the count even at 1-1 now. And Zimmerman's going to hit that one into right field, but it is caught and didn't tag up over at third base. And out to right field. I think I had said there were two away in the inning. I was mistaken. There was just one. There is now two outs. Jack Jeffers back up for the Cardinals, and that pitch in for a strike on the outside edge of the plate. Here comes the pitch from Coleman. Jeffers swings through that one. That ball bounces away from the catcher. He retrieves it. The count to Jack Jeffers. Jeffers is going to hit that one up in the air behind the plate. Catcher goes over for it, and no catch on the play. Jack Jeffers is going to get another opportunity at that one. That catcher was fighting the sun on that one. And Jack Jeffers send the sun a Christmas card for that one. No balls and two strikes. The count, two away. Cardinals still with the bases loaded. Drew Bostic at third. Michael Betts out at second. And courtesy runner for Jackson Wilson at first base. And Jack gets that one long all the way to the fence. And that went over. Jack Jeffers just hit a grand slam, guys. Jack Jeffers hit a grand slam. We couldn't see it for the sun. And Jack Jeffers home run left field with the bases loaded. Grand slam for Jack Jeffers. He got a hold of it. I knew he did when he hit it, but I couldn't see it looking right into the sun. And Jack Jeffers, just like that, puts the Cardinals ahead 5-4. Grand slam home run, Jack Jeffers. That brings Elijah Scantling to the plate. And that pitch outside, count to Elijah. One ball, no strikes. And that one was called a strike. A little bit up and out of the zone. One ball, one strike, and that one low. And Elijah checks his swing. 2 balls and 1 strike. And that pitch in for a strike evens the count up, 2 balls and 2 strikes. I hate that I didn't get any more excited about Jack's home run there. I couldn't see it. Neither could anybody else. Elijah Scanlon hits that one hard. Picked up and can't handle it. Shortstop there. Trouble fielding it, and Elijah Scantling is safe at first base. Mariuzzi now to the plate for Camden Fairview. Mariuzzi base hit to right field. Elijah Scanlon rounding second base, and he is safe at third. Mariuzzi goes down to second, so Cardinals keep it going here. Cardinals are keeping it going here. They have runners again in scoring position, 2 outs, and Peyton Schroeder back up for the Cardinals. He led it off for the Cardinals here in the top of the second inning. Here comes a pitch from Coleman. That one was outside, called strike one. When it's on the batter's box line, it is anyway. No balls and a strike, and that one is outside and up. And the count even, 1 ball and 1 strike. And that one outside as well. 2 balls and a strike. Two-one. Cardinals lead it now 5-4. That pitch, Peyton Schroeder swings through, and it is 2 balls and 2 strikes. Runners at second and third for the Cardinals. Mariuzzi down at second. Elijah Scantlin at third. 2-2 count. Here's the pitch, and that one is outside. 3-2 now the count to Schroeder. Like to keep it going here for the Cardinals. That one is popped up, and Coleman comes up and catches it. Cardinals on a grand slam by Jack Jeffers go up by the score of 5-4 here in the top of the second inning. That pitch, swinging on first pitch there. Michael Betts fields it over at third, and the first out. And again, swinging at the first pitch, Brody Dow giving chase, and that's over his head. And Hemphill on at first with a long fly ball out to center field. Y'all excuse the cough drop rolling around in my mouth here, clanging off my teeth. All right, Charlie Lewis looks in, gets his sign. The batter is number 9, LaForge. He was hit by a pitch in the first inning, and one away here in the bottom of the second. Mustangs with a runner at first base. And that ball is going to be hit out into left field. Aiden Zimmerman. And guys, I can't tell if he caught it or not for the Sun, and I don't think he did. Throw over to third base. Brody Dow comes over and picks it up. Aiden dove for it and didn't get there. Brody Dow comes and picks it up, but going to be a double there for LaForge. That puts runners in scoring position. Vanderberg to the plate now for the Mustangs. That pitch in for a strike on the outside corner of the plate. No balls, one strike, one out. Mustangs with runners at second and third base. Lewis with the sign. He kicks, delivers. That ball fouled back into the screen. And the count now, no balls and 2 strikes. And that pitch in for a strike, and Charlie Lewis punches Vanderberg out, and that's 2 outs now in the inning. Going to bring the DH Mercer to the plate. And good. Cardinals get the runner at third in a pickle. And LaForge gets picked off. And that is the 3rd out of the inning. All right, 5-4. Cardinals get out of the inning with runners in scoring position. Headed to the top of the 3rd, it is Cardinals 5, Mustangs 4. All right, guys, a few more minutes. That sun will be out of the picture, and hopefully it'll get a little better for us. Brody Dow leading it off for the Cardinals here, top of the third inning, 5-4 Cardinal lead. First pitch, Dow swings, and he hits a hard ball. Died in the infield. Brody Dow dives, and he is safe at first base. Great hustle and effort there by Brody Dow. Brody dove in to first base, and that was the difference there. That ball hard hit, kind of hit the turf and died. The second baseman backed up on it, fielded it, and Dow in ahead of the tag. Drew Bostic to the plate now. That pitch high. Drew leaves it up there. Drew with a hard hit, RBI single. The last at bat, and that one high. That's past the catcher. Dow going to move down to second base on the pass ball. Two balls, no strikes to Bostic. Here comes the pitch, and that one outside, and the count 3-0 to Drew Bostic. 3-0 pitch. Brody Dow standing at second base, no outs, and that one finds the strike zone on the corner. Drew taking all the way. 3-1. Drew Bostic trying to drive Brody Dow home here with a base hit, and swings big through that one. Three-two count. And hard hit, line drive up the middle. Brody Dow is going to score. And Drew Bostic with another RBI single on a hard hit ball up the middle. And Cardinals capitalizing with the bats now. 6-4 Cardinal lead. Michael Betts at the plate. First pitch to Betts finds the corner of the plate for strike one. North Louisiana, South Arkansas getting the best of both worlds. It's cold and the pollen's out. And everybody has the sniffles. A 1-1 count to Michael Betts. And Betts hits that one hard, center field, and caught. That was a long fly ball there by Betts, but center fielder able to get under it and catch it. Good contact there. One away now. And Jackson Wilson to the plate. 6-4 Cardinal lead. We're in the top of the third inning. We're in Sterlington, Louisiana. River Oaks is out of Monroe. We've gotten 2 to 3 inches of rain here between Monroe and Camden. Moved over here to Sterlington with these turf fields. Able to get the game in. Several games going on here at this complex tonight. A lot of high schools in the area moved over here for, got 3-4 games going on right now. Here comes the pitch. Wilson swings, pops that one up right field, and coming on, and the catch was made right on the line. Two away now for the Cardinals here, top of the third inning. They lead it 6-4. Aiden Zimmerman back up for the Cardinals. That's up, and the count. 1 ball and 1 strike. Throw over to first base. Bostic diving back in ahead of the tag. 1-1 count. And that one on the outside edge of the plate. That was one of the better pitches Coleman's thrown this inning. Good job there painting the corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 away. And Zimmerman reaches for that one, and he is out on a hit. They leave one stranded. We're headed to the bottom of the 3rd inning. It is 6-4 Cardinals. All right, first pitch in. Swinging. Mercer is back to the plate for the Mustangs. Swings through that changeup for strike number 1. And that pitch bounces off the turf. That's going to be a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike now to the Mustang DH Mercer. He was at the plate last inning when they got the runner on 3rd in a pickle and got him out. So Mercer back to the plate with a 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. That one in for a strike. And Charlie Lewis settling in now. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Mercer. And that pitch in the dirt. Apparently I had the count backwards. 3 balls. I thought that first pitch was a strike. 3 balls and a strike. And that pitch misses outside. Not correct. It is for leading it off here in the inning. He pops that one up and out of play. And the count remains 3 balls and 2 strikes. Comes the 3-2 pitch, and that is tapped over second base. Elijah Scantlin fills it, and the throw to first for out number 1. Charlie Lewis settling in now, throwing strikes. Defense working for him there. That's the way it's supposed to work. 1 away now, and the batter is the pitcher, Coleman. And that pitch on the outside edge of the plate, and Lewis ahead on the count. No balls and a strike to Coleman. Criswell, the second baseman, would follow Coleman here in the bottom of the third. Lewis has the sign, and that one a little low, a little inside. 2 balls and a strike. One ball and one strike. And that one was a little low. Now it is 2-1. That was close. As they say, that's a good place to miss. 2-1 the count. Sun going down now. And that one just off the edge of the plate. And the count 3-1. And in the dirt, and that's going to walk Coleman. All right, Criswell, the batter now for the Mustangs. And Criswell going to have a courtesy runner. 1 away in the inning. Mustangs with the runner at first. High. One ball, no strikes, 1 away. And that pitch inside, back pick, and close, real close there at first base. And that pitch hit over third base, fielded by Betts over to second, got 1, and just not in time for 2. Good job there. And apparently, all right, they called the runner out for interference on the play. So that is 3 up, 3 down. And we're headed to the top of the 4th inning. Cardinals lead it 6-4. All right, top of the fourth inning. Jack Jeffers, Cardinal leadoff man, up swinging at the first pitch, hits that one foul, out of play, and probably over into the other field there. No balls and a strike. Jack Jeffers hits that one. Going to be a tapper over to shortstop. Fields it and throws in time for out number one. Elijah Scantling now to the plate. First pitch misses there to Elijah Scantling. 1 ball and no strikes. And lays off that one. He thought about it. That pitch tailed outside. Good job laying off 2 balls and no strikes. Cardinals got one down here in the inning. Oh, slow curve there or change up. Couldn't. It was an off-speed pitch, and Elijah just ahead of it. 2-1 count. And that pitch again, and asking, yes, he went. So the count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes. Elijah stands in and hits that one. Going to be a ground ball. Second baseman fields it and over to first. 2 ground ball outs for the Cardinals here in the top of the fourth inning. Mariuzzi now to the plate. Mari with a big hit back in the second inning out to right field, and that one inside off the catcher's glove. A 1 ball and no strikes to Mariuzzi. And that pitch going to be outside, and the count to Mariuzzi, 2 balls and no strikes. And that one outside. 3-0 count now to Mariuzzi. And that pitch in for a strike. Utzi taken all the way. 3-1 the count. Cardinals trying to keep things going here in the top of the fourth. And Utzi fouls that one back in to the mitt. And the count now. Full count. Mariuzzi. Coleman kicks, and here comes the payoff pitch. Utzi fouls that one back into the screen, and he stays alive. Count remains 3 balls and 2 strikes. Three-two count, 2 away. Top of the fourth inning, Cardinals leading at 6-4, and Mari swings through that one for out number 3. No hits, no runs, nobody left on base. Headed to the bottom of the fourth. Cardinals lead it 6-4. All right, leading off the bottom of the fourth for the Mustangs is number 20, the catcher, Show. And the count, 1 ball and no strikes. And that pitch, good place to miss, as they say. 2 balls, no strikes to the Mustang catcher, Shows. Charlie Lewis kicks, delivers, and Shows hits that one. Michael Betts feels it. He has trouble with it, picks it up, recovers, and the throw in time. Nice job there by Michael Betts to stay with it. Get Shows at first for out number 1. Woodring now to the plate. All right, Charlie Lewis kicks, delivers, and Woodring swings through that one. 1 strike now to Woodring. And that pitch off the mark. 1 ball, 1 strike. Charlie Lewis coming set. And here comes a pitch, and Woodring hits that one into center field. Mariuzzi, Brody Dow, both over. Dow calls the ball, makes the catch in right center field. And that is out number 2 of the inning. All right, 2 away in the inning. And that's going to bring the Mustang leadoff man, number 11, Raymer, back to the plate. And that pitch misses low. That was close. 1 ball, no strikes. Charlie Lewis with the delivery. That pitch a little low, and the count 2-0 now to Shows. Two-way in the inning. Cardinals working here to get this third out. That one's going to be up and in, and Charlie Lewis now behind with a 3-0 count to Shows. Oh, I'm sorry. That's Raymer. And that pitch in for a strike. Good looking pitch there. Lewis come back with another couple of those, and we'd be out of the inning. 3-1 count, 2 away. And here comes a delivery. That's going to be inside and bounces away from the catcher, but he's got it. And Raymer down on a walk to first base. Hemphill now the batter for the Mustangs. 2 away. And Charlie Lewis going to step off. And that pitch hit into left field. Aiden Zimmerman coming on, makes the catch. And the Mustangs go down in order. We're headed to the top of the 5th inning. Camden Fairview 6, River Oaks Mustangs 4. Louisiana. Peyton Schroeder going to lead it off for Mustangs. That pitch in on the outside edge is a strike. I believe that is number. I think that's LaForge. I think that's a number 9. And that pitch down. A 1-1 count to Peyton Schroeder. Leading it off for the Cardinals. He taps that one and fielded by the pitcher. Throw over to first in time. And Schroeder out for the first out of the 5th inning. Brody Dow now the batter for the Cardinals. Brody with a couple of hits here in the game, come around and scored a couple of times. So Brody Dow looking to get on base here for the Cardinals in the 5th inning. And swings at that first pitch and they're going to foul it out of play. Going to bounce over into the bullpen of the adjacent field. No balls and a strike to Brody Dow. And that pitch outside, count even now. 1 ball, 1 strike to the Cardinals, center fielder Brody Dow. And that pitch in for a strike. Brody was going to swing, thought better of it. Still called a strike on that outside edge of the plate. Just a little behind it, and he hung up on it. And that pitch, same one, but it was outside, and the count 2 balls and 2 strikes to Brody Dow. Two-two count. Here's the pitch. And Dow hits that one. Ground ball. That's going to get through the middle and into center field. And Brody Dow on with a hit here in the top of the 5th inning. Drew Bostic now to the plate. Drew with a couple of singles, a couple of RBIs here in the game this evening. Let's see if he can keep the streak going here for the Cardinals. And that pitch in for a strike on the outside edge of the plate. No balls and a strike to the Cardinal DH, Drew Bostic. And Brody Dow running that pitch in for a strike. Brody Dow going to be in at second base with a stolen base. All right, Drew Bostic behind in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Brody Dow in scoring position. And steps off, no throw to second. Dow retreats back to the bag. And pitcher comes set. Looking back at Dow, going to turn this time and throw. And not even covering the bag, really just threw it over there to the second baseman standing 3 or 4 feet off the bag. And here comes the pitch to Bostic, and he swings through that one for out number 2. Two away in the inning, and Michael Betts to the dish for the Cardinals. They lead it 6-4 here in the top of the 5th inning. And Dow running on that one, and he slides in safe at third. And 2 stolen bases there for Dow. All right, Brody Dow 90 feet away from scoring another Cardinal run here. They're up 6-4, and that pitch in for a strike to Michael Betts. And that pitch high, Michael Betts leaves it up there. Must have been watching the game across the way. And Betts hits that one. It's going to be down. Nobody covering first, but the pitcher does make it over there for out number 3. Good job there defensively by the Mustangs to get people in position. Cardinals leave one stranded at third. We're headed to the bottom of the 5th inning. Cardinals lead at 6-4. 6-4. All right, number 9, LaForge leading it off for the Mustangs here. Charlie Lewis still on the mound for the Cardinals. Cardinals with a 6-4 lead in the bottom of the 5th inning. And that pitch sends LaForge retreating there a little high and tight, and the count 1-1 strike. Cardinals lead it on a Jack Jeffers grand slam. Couple of RBI singles by Drew Bostic puts them up 6-4. That pitch just missed the outside, and the count 2-1 a strike. Good defensive work by the Cardinals. And squaring the bunt, that pitch is high and down to first on a walk. Goes LaForge. Charlie Lewis throws over to first base. A runner in ahead of the tag. Vandenberg, the batter for the Mustangs. And Lewis again over to first base. LaForge in ahead of the tag, and Lewis now looks in for the sign. Here comes the delivery. That ball's a little low. Nice job there by Wilson to keep the ball out front and count 1 ball and no strikes. And that pitch high and away. 2-0 count. And the runner goes, throw down to second. Elijah Scantlin trips out there, and the throw was off the mark anyway, a little wide from the bag. Scantlin tried to whoa up to get it, and I think he tripped on the back of the bag. 3-0 count. And that pitch in for a strike. Count now to Vandenberg. 3 balls and a strike. The DH Mercer waits on deck for the Mustangs. No outs. And the Mustangs with a runner at second base. Cardinals need to keep him there, get these outs. And there's that pitch. It missed somewhere, and Vandenberg goes down to first on the wall. All right, Mercer, the batter now for the Mustangs. Pitch from Lewis in for strike number 1. Cardinals trying to preserve a 6-4 lead here. No outs in the bottom of the 5th inning, and the Mustangs with a runner at second in scoring position and a runner down at first base. That pitch in, wow, not helping Lewis much here. The count 1-1 now to Mercer. And squaring the butt, doesn't pull back, and that is a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Lewis delivers, and that ball's hit in the air center field. Brody Dow is under it, and the runner left before he's going to make it to third. All right, out in the flyout to Brody Dow. The runner left early. They gave him a present on that one, and Cardinals throw back, try to get the call, and it was denied. Runners at the corners, and a 1-0 count. And runner goes, and no throw down. All right, 2-0 count. Runners at second and third. Fouls that one off into the backstop. 2 balls and a strike. One away here. Bottom of the fifth inning. Cardinals ahead by 2, trying to preserve the lead here. That ball outside, and a 3-1 count. And that ball hit high in the air. Brody Dow out in center field with it. And here comes the throw home from Dow. And that's going to score a run. All right, runner comes across. Score now 6-5. And the batter is Criswell for the Mustangs. That pitch in for a strike. No balls and a strike, 2 away. And that pitch called a ball, and the count 1-1 now to Criswell. 1 run across here in the inning for the Mustangs. And that pitch high, and the count 2-1. And that ball hit in the air. Aiden Zimmerman. Oh. Collision between Zimmerman and Jeffus out in short left field. Ball hits the turf. Runner's going to score. All right, coach is back in. Jack Jeffus back to his position. Aiden Zimmerman and Jack Jeffus with a collision, and looks like everybody's all right. Charlie Lewis pitching to Shows now. That ball inside. Pop up was hit to short left field, just on the grass off the infield, and both guys giving it their best to get to it. And that pitch off the mark, back pick there by the catcher, not in time, and count is even, 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 outs here in the inning. The Mustangs have tied it up. 2 balls and a strike now. And big swing there, another back pick. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Charlie Lewis kicks, delivers. That pitch stays a little high. And the count full at 3-2 now to Shows, the Mustang catcher. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Runner at first is on his way to second, and Shows strikes out to end the inning. Nice job there by Lewis for the strikeout. Cardinals give up a couple of runs, but I tell you, sometimes I have to mute this thing, and that was a mute on that early leave from second base there that kept the inning alive for the Mustangs. But it is tied up at 6 apiece, and we are headed to the 6th inning. All right, Jackson Wilson to lead off the top of the 6th inning here, tie ball game. And that pitch outside. One ball, no strikes. Here is the pitch. And Wilson swings through that one. Well, 1-1 the count to the Cardinal catcher, Jackson Wilson. And Wilson hits that one in the air left field, and that got him. And the ball is down, and Wilson cruising into second base. Nice leadoff hit there by Wilson to get things going for the Cardinals here in the top of the 6th inning. Aiden Zimmerman to the plate now for the Cardinals. Jack Jeffus to follow Zimmerman. All right, Cardinals need to take advantage here. Runner in scoring position, no outs. Zimmerman squares to bunt. And going to throw back, and Aiden Evans out to run for the catcher. He dives back into second plenty of time. And square to bunt, pulls it back, and big swing through, and no balls and a strike to Aiden Zimmerman. And gonna again turn, and no throw this time. Evans dives back into the base. Here comes the pitch, and that one's called a strike. No balls and 2 strikes. Ball above the letters on Zimmerman. And turn again, nobody covering the bag. Here comes the pitch, and fouled back into the glove for strike 3 and the first out of the inning. All right, Jack Jeffers back up for the, and that pitch outside, and the count 1 ball and no strikes. Again, the pitcher turns, no throw to the base. And Jeffers hard hit ball into left field. Aiden Evans going to make the turn. Throw is not going to be in time. And Evans safe. And Jack Jeffers in at second base with an RBI double. All right, Elijah on the outside edge. And the count, no balls and a strike. Strike zone's gotten a little wider as the game has gone on. And here comes the pitch. That one is in the batter's box. And the count even 1-1 now to Elijah Scantlin. And that pitch in for strike. 2 balls, or 1 ball and 2 strikes to the Cardinals' second baseman, Elijah Scantlin. Jack Jeffers down at second, 1 away in the inning. Cardinals now with a 7-6 lead. Cardinals trying to add some insurance runs on here in the 6th inning. And throw back, and that's out into center field. Jack Jeffers headed to third base, slides in, and no throw to third, and Jack Jeffers to third base on the air throw on the pickoff move. Oh, 1 ball, 2 strike count. Jack Jeffers at third, 1 away. And here comes the pitch. Scantlin's going to hit that one, and that's going to score. Jeffers Scantlin with the RBI, and that scores Jack Jeffers. Good job there by Scantlin. And the Cardinals now up 8-6. All right, Mari Utsi to the plate. 2 away. And that pitch off the mark, and 1 ball, no strikes to Mariuzzi. 2 away, Cardinals with 2 across in their half of the frame here. That pitch in for a strike. 1 ball and a strike to Mariuzzi. And Utzi taps that one off the end of his bat, foul over towards the first base dugout. He swung at that pitch because it was called a strike last time. Did all he could do with it. 1-2 count, 2 away here. And Utzi swings through that one for strike 3 in the last out of the inning. But the Cardinals, with a couple of hits, they score a couple of runs, and they go ahead in the ball game. 8-6. We're headed to the bottom of the 6th inning. All right, new pitcher for the Cardinals, number 16, Chris Randall. On the mound, Charlie Lewis with a good outing here. Cardinals up 8-6. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Chris Randall going to come on here in relief of Charlie Lewis, and leading it off, Woodring here for the Mustangs. And that pitch up and away for ball 1. Cardinals with a little trouble with the pitch com here. All right. Battery replacement there in the PitchCom device. A 1 ball and no strikes to the Mustang batter, Chris Randall, on the mound. That pitch is just a tad high. And the count 2 balls and no strikes. And pitch in for a strike. Now count 2 balls and 1 strike. Cardinals with an 8-6 lead here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And he swings through that one, and the count 2-2 now to the number 6 for the Mustangs. And here comes the 2-2 pitch, and that one inside, and the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Good right here, 1-6. Win this.
And that one gonna miss. It was a little low on the turf. And that's going to be a leadoff walk there for the Mustangs. And that moves them back around to their leadoff man, number 11, the third baseman, Raymer. Chris Randall with the sign and the pitch, and that ball's hit foul over on the first base side. Fielded there by the first base coach for the Mustangs. No balls and a strike. Mustangs with a runner at first base. That pitch a little inside, and the count even now, 1 ball and 1 strike. A 1-1 count. Randall with the pitch. That one's in for a strike back pick there at first, and not in time.
Way to pitch the baseball, Chris.
Here comes the pitch from Randall, and that one's fouled back, and the count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. And that one again fouled into the screen. A 1-2 count. Cardinals with the 8-6 lead here, bottom of the 6th inning. And that one off the mark, a little low, a little inside, and the count even 2 balls, 2 strikes. And that ball hit. Elijah Scantling fills it over to second, got the force there, and no play at first, but a good job there by Scantling to get the force out there at second base. One away now, and Mustangs with a runner still at first base. And the batter is Hempel for the Mustangs. That pitch to Hempel just tailed outside. Nice job there with Jackson Wilson. Reach over and pick it, and count 1 ball and no strikes. Here comes the pitch, and that one's a little high. 2-0 the count now.
Find the zone here, bud. Nobody better.
2-0 pitch from Randall. And runner goes. That pitch low, throw down to second. Going to be not in time. And Mustangs now with a runner down at second base. 3-0 count to Hempel. Let's see if he's got the green light or if he's taken all the way here. And he was taken. That's ball 4, and another base runner there for the Mustangs. Time called there. Todd Schroeder going to go out, bring the infield in, have a talk with Chris Randall. We're going to take the break with them here. Cardinals lead it 8-6 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. River Oaks Mustangs threatening with runners in scoring position here with 1 out. All right, back to the action here. Cardinals trying to get a couple outs. Runners going and throw down to third. Not in time, and that puts runners at second and third with 1 out. And River Oaks threatening here in the bottom of the 6th. 0-1 count here to LaForge. Big swing through that one, and Chris Randall up 0-2 now on LaForge. Cardinals need to get out right here. And the pitch by Randall, third, and Jackson Wilson like to double him up. Good strikeout there by Chris Randall. And 2 down now for the Cardinals. Snap throw there by Jackson Wilson. Almost got Raymer down on third base. Vandenberg to the plate. And curveball in for a strike there by Chris Randall. And an 0-1 count now to Vandenberg. 2 away in the inning. Cardinals hanging on to an 8-6 lead. Let's see if they can get out of the inning. And that one fouled back, and Randall Ahead now, 0-2. Here comes the pitch from Randall. Swing and a miss. Chris Randall struck him out, and he's out. Nice job there by Chris Randall to get the strikeout with runners in scoring position. Cardinals hang on to an 8-6 lead. Mustangs leave a couple stranded there on a couple of, let's see, did they get a hit? Base on ball, fielder's choice. They did not. So left a couple stranded, no runs across. Chris Randall, nice job with a couple of strikeouts there in the inning. Struck Vanderberg out there to end the inning. And we're headed to the 7th inning. Cardinals with an 8-6 lead. All right, Peyton Schroeder going to lead it off for the Cardinals here, top of the 7th inning. They have an 8-6 lead. Schroeder, Dow, Bostic due up in the inning. And Schroeder swings through that one. No balls and a strike. And that ball is down. Schroeder going to be safe at first base. Ball bounced off the glove there of the right fielder on the dive. All right. Checking on the right fielder. I believe he's all right. Schroeder safe at first, lead, top of the 7th inning. Cardinals trying to add a couple of insurance runs here in the inning. Drew Bostic on deck. Michael Betts in the hole. Brody Dow swings at that one. Hit over to the shortstop. Throw to second. Gets the force out. And Dow is safe at first. Drew Bostic to the plate now. Brody Dow running on the throw. No throw on the exchange. Brody Dow slips on the turf.
Out of the way, Brody.
Turf is good. It gets slick, though, in those places where people stand. And Brody trying to slow down going into second. No balls and a strike. Drew Bostic squared the bunt and pulls it back. And the throw is going to go turn, but nobody to throw to at second. No balls and a strike. One away here, top of the 7th inning. Cardinals trying to add to an 8-6 lead pitch. Drew Bostic fouls that one out of play. And the count 0-2 now. Drew lays off that one, and the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the count now, even at 2 balls and 2 strikes, Brody Dow down to third base unopposed. Brody Dow with a couple more stolen bases here in this inning. 4 on the night for him. And Drew Bostic hits that one down the line. Good base hit down the opposite field. That's going to drive home another run for the Cardinals. Opposite field hit for Drew Bostic right down the line. And that scores another Cardinal run. Drew Bostic with a pinch runner over at first base. Rodney Frazier, that's who it is out there on first. All right, Rodney Frazier. Pitch running for Drew Bostic. Cardinals with a 9-6 lead. Michael Betts to the plate. And Frazier takes off. Throw is throw down to second, gets Rodney Frazier for the out. And 2 away in the inning.
All right, start it over now.
All right. 1 ball and no strikes, 2 away. Cardinals add a run here. They're trying to add a couple more. Let's see if Michael Betts hits that one way into left center field. That's going to be down. Michael Betts rounding first. And Michael Betts stands up at second with a double. All right, Jackson Wilson back to the plate for the Cardinals. And shame that Frazier out at second. I think there was a little miscommunication on what was supposed to happen there with laying down a bunt. Trying to lay down a bunt and get the runner over. Nonetheless, 2 away. Michael Betts at second. Jackson Wilson, the batter, top of the 7th inning. Cardinals with a 9-6 lead. Wilson swings through that one, and the count, a 1 ball and 1 strike. And that one inside, and the count 2 balls and a strike to Jackson Wilson. Here comes the 2-1 pitch to Wilson. He hits that one in the gap. Oh, coming home, Michael Betts slides in. Jackson Wilson making the turn at second, and he is going to be standing up at third base. Cardinals add a run there. Oh, and we're going to call it a double by Wilson, and he advances on the throw. Nonetheless, excellent piece of hitting there by the Cardinal hitters. Last couple of batters. Cardinals now with a 10-6 lead. And the batter is Aiden Zimmerman. Zimmerman, big swing through that pitch for a strike in the count. No balls and a strike. Zimmerman checks his swing on that one. 2 balls and 1 strike. And Zimmerman hits that one. That's going to be in the gap. And another Cardinal run comes across. Aiden Zimmerman with a base hit single and an RBI there. Jack Jeffers back to the plate for the Cardinals. 11-6 lead now for Camden Fairview. Top of the 7th inning. Aiden Zimmerman standing at first, throw back over, and Zimmerman back on the bag. Cardinals with a little 2-out rally Hicks now. And snap throw over, Zimmerman back again in plenty of time. Here comes the pitch, and Jack Jeffers picks that one up off the ground over to shortstop. The throw is not going to be in time. Jack Jeffers is going to be safe. Runner is headed to third, and he slides in ahead of the ball, and runners at the corners now for the Cardinals. Elijah Scantlin now to the plate for Camden Fairview. Jack Jeffers at first base. Aiden Zimmerman at third, and the step off towards third, turns back to first, no throw. And Jeffers running, the ball hit and caught in center field, but that's the 3rd out. Cardinals score some runs in the inning. They're up now 11-6, headed to the bottom of the 7th inning. All right, bottom of the 7th inning here from Starlington, Louisiana. Camden Fairview versus the River Oaks Mustangs. 11-6 lead for the Cardinals. Chris Randall on to try to close it out here. And that first pitch in for a strike to the Mustang DH Mercer. And that pitch in for strike two. Chris Randall up 0-2 now on Mercer. That pitch set up outside. Randall not going to give him anything intentionally to hit on an 0-2 count. That one was close, though. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Randall with a sign. He's going to wind up. Here's the kick. And that's going to be grounded. Elijah Scantlin over at second. He's got it throw.
Good start, Chris. Way to get the ground ball.
All right, Coleman to the plate for the Mustangs. 1 away in the inning. Chris Randall with the kick and the delivery. That one in for a strike. Nice looking pitch there by Randall. 5 innings of work by Charlie Lewis. Chris Randall coming on last inning. Going to try to close it out here. It's the pitch, and that one's hit. Jack Jeffers fields it. He's throwing over to first in time, and there's 2 away in the bottom of the 7th inning. Criswell to the plate now. Mustangs down to their final out. That pitch in for a strike. Chris Randall finding his rhythm here. No balls and a strike. 2 away, bottom of the 7th. And that's strike 2, and Mustangs down to their final strike of the game here. Chris Randall trying to close it out. Cardinals lead it 11-6. Chris Randall kicks the delivery and check swing. Jack Jeffers has got it. Ball over to first, and the Cardinals win the ball game. Cardinals win the ball game in 7 innings, 11-6. Nice job there by the Cardinal pitchers. Charlie Lewis threw 5. Chris Randall with the last 2 innings of closeout baseball. A good job. The Cardinals starting to put things together here, and they win it 11-6. Be back in action tomorrow night at home against the Ashdown Badger. No, they're not the Badgers. What is Ashdown? Mascot. Yeah, what is their mascot? Panthers, Badgers, there's something. I don't know. Anyway, we play Ashdown tomorrow night. Thank y'all for watching and listening. Cardinals win it 11-6.